physical evolution. Thank you for joining me for another Monday Makeover video. Today's topic is what is lurking at the end of your comfort zone, and will you ever discover what is there? Will you ever have the confidence or ever be willing to take the risk to actually take that leap of faith to dive into the unknown and see what's at the end of your comfort zone? It's quite an interesting question because so many of us don't think that it's necessary. So many of us don't have the courage to do it. So many of us are often contemplating about certain things in our lives that we want to have or that we want to come to pass, but then we always kind of say, oh, well, it'll never happen. And with that kind of attitude, of course, yes, it's not ever going to happen. But that, it'll never happen attitude generally comes from a place of fear, a place of being too afraid to actually explore the idea and see what is involved in order to get ourselves to where that is. And often there's a lot of hard work involved, and that's obviously off-putting, and it can be a little bit scary too. But at the same time, it's more the being shoved out of our comfort zone that tends to put us off from making some incredible decisions in our lives that could be completely and utterly life-altering. So I'll give you a couple of examples. From my perspective, starting teaching online classes was huge for me. I have been planning this for years. I'm not even joking. I've been planning. So I left my studio. I had a studio in Buccleuch, beautiful studio. Taught yoga, Pilates, personal training, aerobics back in the day. Did all sorts of amazing things. Had all sorts of amazing women come to my classes, and I left that house in 2010. And in 2010, shut down the studio and then took everything online. And the whole idea was to quickly transition into like an online space where I could upload video content and people could do classes via video on demand. That was in 2010. That was 11 years ago. I only did it last year. I finally did it last year, 11 years later. And obviously technology had changed in so many different ways that it actually became so much easier for me to do. Like, technology was an enabler for me to actually finally take that flying, jumping leap of faith and do it. And it's been the most rewarding thing ever for me. I mean, there's days where there's one person in a class and it doesn't matter. It's still so incredibly rewarding for me. I do the class, I pass on my knowledge to that person, and I walk out of there feeling so incredible because I've also just done something amazing for myself, but I've also helped somebody else improve their life, improve their well-being, and make them, feel amazing in the process. So it has been so incredibly rewarding, and through that I've discovered so much more confidence in myself, because it's scary. It's daunting, like putting yourself up there in front of a screen or in front of a class. I mean, it's a digital class, but it's the same thing. It's still like putting yourself up there, showing your vulnerabilities, showing your insecurities, making mistakes. The other day, like, I was so hot and sweaty, and I got up and my arm pressed against my body and did an armpit fart. It was like, that was an armpit fart. It wasn't anything else that you might have thought it was, but it was just like raw, naked me, like being completely vulnerable, being completely open for these people. And in being that part of myself, it's been so incredibly rewarding. It's been like an elevation of my own personal growth and my own personal, on my own personal journey to whatever we are always aspiring to be better, to be fuller, to be more whole, to just be the best versions of ourselves. And I would never have experienced any of this if I didn't finally take that flying, jumping, running leap of faith. And yeah, it was really scary putting myself out there, just okay, hey guys, this is what I do, this is what I'm offering, like, if you're interested, get in touch. Like, I'm not a salesperson at all, and it's terrifying. it's terrifying saying like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm offering you. Are you interested? You know, do you want to share it with me? But for the few people who are sharing it with me, it's absolutely amazing, and I'm just enjoying it so much. And I know that it's going to grow from strength to strength, and it's going to be the most amazing undertaking, one of the most amazing undertakings that I've ever made in my life. But I never would have known about it if I didn't take that leap of faith. So that's like a really fine example. Another example is like us going overseas and deciding to move overseas. Like, we're so happy in South Africa. We absolutely love South Africa. We are like the hugest advocates for South Africa. Think positive, change is coming, all of that wonderful stuff, you know. But there's a whole world out there. There's a whole hemisphere above us that, you know, is waiting to be explored. And I mean, we're not there yet, but I know that when we do get there, we're going to be able to experience so many different things, like snow and snowboarding and winter and a lot of rain and different cultures and different everything, you know. But again, leaving the comfort zone of our home, leaving the comfort zone of our families, leaving the comfort zone of like everything that we know and love and trust, to take that leap of faith and go and try that out has been one of the hugest shifts in our lives. But since we made that decision, so many incredible things have been unfolding for us. Like, you know, my husband's been doing some incredible work for international companies, which he never thought he was capable of. But he was like, okay, well, if we're moving to the UK, I'm going to have to start like upping my game. And he started putting himself out there. And then he was like, when he saw the response from people, he was like, whoa, this is cool. They like me, you know, they think I'm really good at what I do. And side note, he's freaking brilliant at what he does, but he never knew that, you know. And it just took him putting himself out there, and again, being vulnerable and risking it all, you know, risking being turned down, risking being shamed, risking like all those things, just to kind of like, again, tell the world that he's there and he's available. And it's been the most it's been an incredible journey for him, because yeah, he's quite a shy guy, and he's suffered quite a bit with anxiety and those sort of things, and just, you know, showing like the world what he's capable of, and then getting a good response in return has just opened him up to like a whole new level of himself, which has been so incredible to watch. Yeah, but he never would have known if he didn't put himself out there, you know. So what are you afraid of? What are you wanting to do in your life? What are you wanting to achieve? And what is the step that you need to take? You know, the step that you need to take out of your comfort zone to get there. It's usually the most difficult and daunting step that you take. But the moment you've done it, it's done. It's done. And that's it, you know. Then you're already on the next journey. You're already like elevated up. You're already like on a different trajectory. You literally just have to take that first step and to make that first move. So what is it? What is your thing, you know? You're sitting in your comfort zone right now, and maybe there's nothing. Maybe you're just happy to be there, and that's totally cool. Everybody is different. And maybe you have aspired to everything you want to be in your life. That is 100% amazing and awesome, and I'm so happy for you if that's where you are. And I really am 100% happy in my life. Not 100%, but I'm really happy in my life. But like, I feel like I get to points of stagnation where I'm just like, I know that this is not everything that I'm supposed to be. I know that this is not the end. This is not the pinnacle. There is just so much more. And it's when you get to that point that you're like, oh, shucks, you know, now I do need to step out. Now I do need to put myself out there. Now I do need to get out of this comfort zone and move forward. But it's okay. It's like, you know, we all have to do it at some stage or another. And what's on the other side is like a whole new you that you never knew existed. And ultimately, it's probably going to be a better version of you, because you will have overcome some incredible fear. You will have overcome some like really daunting part of you that you thought you could never get beyond. Yeah, you'll have challenged yourself in some way that you never thought possible. And ultimately that is like growth, that is evolution, and that's so cool. So yeah, I invite you to look inside yourself and think, like, what is it? What is holding you back from getting to that amazing place or to the next step? And how can you just push through? How can you just push beyond? Close your eyes, teeter on the edge, and just go whoosh, jump into the unknown. What is it? Let me know. I'd love to chat to you about it. I hope you enjoyed my story. I'd love to hear yours. So connect with me here on YouTube or on Instagram if you're viewing this on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter, wherever. What is it that you want to achieve and what's holding you back? Interesting questions to ask yourself this week. Think about it. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next time. Bye.